Music, a means of communication that is used to express emotions, whatever the said writer is feeling. A creative language of emotion that bypasses the boundary between different ethnicities. It touches people in so many different ways, from changing the mood to impacting massively in the way someone lived their life. So it is pretty much expected that some people might hold their favorite artists in a high pedestal. You know what that means. There will be one type of person who just decides what music is good and what is bad, and another one who just overrates the shit out of the artist whom they like, as if they are the second coming of Christ. So let's delve a little deep into these type of people. Everyone loves music. There are so many genres that you are bound to find something that you will enjoy. You can be a casual listener who goes for whatever the trending pop music is, or a die-hard listener of some obscure artist who haven't gone mainstream, and anything in between. No matter what your preference is, there is something out there for you. As it is for every other piece of entertainment, your opinion on that is what matters. There is no scale to judge if something is entertaining or not. You might find some songs life-changing, but to others it might not be the case. Well, there are good and bad pieces of entertainment, and there are ways to determine if something is well done or not. But beyond that, it's all you. There is no fact set in stone that some songs are better than the other. It all stems to you and your opinion on what you find good and what you not. There are some people who understand that everyone has their opinion on what they prefer and try to converse in a civil way and discuss their love for music and maybe branch out to other variants. But there are the other ones. If you have ever posted your music taste online, you might have encountered these type of individuals. I'm talking about the gatekeepers of what music is good and what is not. It doesn't matter to them what genre or artist you listen to. If it is not the same as theirs, your taste in music is absolute garbage and your opinion doesn't matter at all. Gatekeepers in general are just people with fragile ego who can't accept the fact that other people can enjoy different things. You don't have to like every genre there is to music. You might enjoy certain things and other people might not. But I guess this is just too much for these numbnuts. Almost every genre has its own loyal gatekeeper who defends that said genre and obliterate any other genre that they despise. If you like pop music, they'll say it's too mainstream and that you don't have a real taste in music, basically calling you a basic bitch because they are more into the indie side of music. You know, the type of people who think liking music from artists who are not famous is a personality trait. You like hip-hop or rap? More like crap. It's either too fast for them or they can't understand the lyrics because they are mumbling. And they don't like the music of this generation. They don't understand why a new wave of music is so popular amongst the young generation and why it is not something like rock or metal that they love to hear after smoking a joint. These are the ones who think they are born in the wrong generation, an old soul trapped in a young body type set. These people love to complain how the new type of rap is just mumble words and EDM is just noises, when metal is just the same thing, noises and ineligible loud grunting. I mean, you can't please people like them. They don't have the mental capacity to understand the basic mechanism of what music is to other people. Well, there are some stereotypes in certain music listeners that are a bit annoying. Like, I don't get people who think they are better just because the music that they listen is different from an average person. I mean, you can listen to only one genre and it's perfectly fine. But these people think just because they listen to many genres and musicians who are really different and have quirky personality somehow means they are special. Like homie, it's just noises. Just because you think that the noises that you hear are better does not mean that you are above anyone else. And then, there are the ones who think being a fan of someone means you have to know about everything that person has ever done. If you don't know about a certain song that isn't available in any platform and it was made when the singer was very young, are you even a real fan? You started to listen them after they got famous. You're not a real fan. You don't know the lyrics of every song that they made?
Fake fan.
In reality, they are just salty because the artist they used to like got famous and is no more an underground gem that they used to be. You know, the type of person who say, the old you was better and you changed after getting popular. Another type that really grinds my gear is the emo music listeners. Personally, I like emo music. I was an average teen who heavily related to that type of music. But the fan base is just so weird. I mean, no disrespect, but there are so many young teens who just listen to this music and pretend to have depression. It's prevalent to such a point that it is seen as a personality trait. And then they post a line from such music in their social media because they think it's so deep and meaningful and nobody understands them. Which is similar to I am 14 and this is deep. Similar to this can be the punk or punk rock fans. They and emo music listeners have quite similar traits. These ones especially love to act like they're the rejects of the society that is against them, and then get high and talk about politics or philosophy. It really makes you distant from the music in itself because the fan base is so insufferable. This reminds me of another intolerable type of fans. Either they will do that or treat the artist as a god and worship them. Literally any popular singer or a band has this type of fans. Even if they release a subpar song to their standards, their fan base will still treat it as a masterpiece, as if listening to their music cured the cancer that their dog had. Because fans like them can't see their godlike celebrity making a bad song. They can just make a fart noise and the fans will still like that. I don't get why some fans or people in general are like this. They will listen to a song and overhype the shit out of it and ruin the overall experience that you might have had if not for their opinions that they shove down your throat. And they tend to obsess over them too. Most of the time, the person whom they so much admire is just bland. And even if they are somewhat good, the expectations that these fans show just doesn't match the result. Don't they understand that in the end of the day, they are just regular people? Their fame and so-called power goes away where they are not known. You overrating and worshipping them, trying to make them look like more than they are, just makes me seem they're even less. And the thing is, some of them like it. I mean, who wouldn't want to be treated and regarded as a god? A great example of this can be the K-pop stans. You know, the ones who screech Stan Luna on Twitter. I feel as if I'm in a hostile territory after saying that. It's not like they are the only fan base who worship their favorite artist, but I think they are more on the extreme side and maybe more notorious than the other ones. Like for example, the fanbase of Justin Bieber or One Direction, aka another generic white boy band. To give them credit, they do make pretty decent pop music, but the fan base just treats it as if listening to their music might just solve every problem in the world. No matter how many times you might say how great your favorite K-pop band is, the fan base is so toxic that no one would want to be associated with them. I do like some songs that BTS make, even though I can't understand anything, but remembering what some of the fans are like, it just makes me cringe. And they usually say that it's just a vocal minority, but that minority's voice is way louder than the actual decent fans that they have. You might still enjoy them, and fundamentally, there's nothing wrong with that. As I said earlier, it's all opinions. I'm a sucker for good music. I love the feel when I find the perfect song to listen to. There are songs out there for every mood that you're in. It can make you sad, happy, nostalgic, and bring out so many emotions out of you. It can be a full-on lyrical and meaningful song, or a soundtrack from some game that you love. As long as the song goes well with the vibe, it's alright with me. Music has helped me go through so much in my life. The silence that came with the turbulence in 2020 made me appreciate music so much more. The only good highlight of 2020 that I can think of are all the albums that came out. A year that was to forget was made memorable because of all the good music that was released. It's still early, but there are a couple of good albums that came out in this year, and I can't wait to hear from all those great artists that I'm yet to discover. So let me end this video with a song that has been on repeat on my playlist.